guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we are going to be talking about ridiculous shit, as usual. I'm going to assume that most people, if not all people, that are subscribed to this channel like video games. Reasons being that I've come to that conclusion is that obviously I started on YouTube on a Let's Play channel, and loads of people have followed me from that channel, and also I've obviously made a bit of a name for myself talking about DSP, who also plays or / attempts to play video games. So I'm going to assume that most of you play video games. And today I'm going to be talking in particular about the Resident Evil 2 remake and some bullshit article that was made for it. Now I think that I'm qualified to talk about this shit because I recently got the Platinum Trophy for Resident Evil 2 remake. See what I did there? See how I just subtly bragged about having the Platinum Trophy for Resident Evil 2 remake, but I also made it seem like it was worth me bringing up, like it was relevant, even though it isn't. I was just bragging. But yeah, and well, that, and also I played the PS1 version back in the day as well, so I feel that I am qualified to talk about this. Anyway, yeah. Now some of you might have already come across this already, but yeah, I'm going to talk about it anyway because it pissed me off, and like many things do. So anyway, I'll put a link down to this article down below. I'm not going to go through the whole article. So my problem with the article is it reads like it's written by someone who's never played video games before and is just going out their way to nitpick and find stuff to critique, even as going far as to bring up racism within the article. And this sort of shit is just happening way too often now, where people are going in on shit like this, looking for things to be offended by in video games. And the thing is, 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers probably don't even play video games. But whatever. Anyway, so the article that I'm talking about today is called "I Wish Resident Evil 2 Let Me Be a More Compassionate Hero." And the article is by someone called Danielle Riendeau. I don't know if I said that. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit either if I said it right or wrong. So okay, let's start off right. I'm playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time. Wow, mostly back in 1998, my 14-year-old self scoured the pages of Tips and Tricks magazine walkthrough of the game, covering every gameplay, beat and plot point, and I played a few minutes of it on a friend's PS1, so I'm familiar with scenery and structure, the quests and characters, but this is the first time I'm truly experiencing it. Right, so first of all, because I've already told you what this basically is about, this motherfucker hasn't even really played the fucking game, man. Look, it's oh yeah, when I was 14, I read some fucking magazine on the shit, and I played a few minutes on the PS1, and this is your first time truly experiencing it, and you went in, looking for something to be offended with. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, I, for one, love this remake. I think it's fucking great. And I wasn't offended once. And as you all know, I'm an easily offended person. Yeah, what the fuck is this? Anyway, look, moving on. Right, next little bit. But one thing that's sticking out to me, still, early on in the police station, is how perfectly the game uses scarcity and this fantasy of hyper-competence to make me feel a certain way. How much permission it gives me to be a total solipsistic... I don't know if I say that right. Solipsistic?
Solipsistic.
That's a word that I don't know, so yeah. Props to you, fancy article person. The lone survivor type. Okay, there are a couple of survivors, but I need not interact with them in terribly complex ways or deal with the politics of survival. How the fantasy here presents an uncomfortable tension between the ways I want to roleplay in this world versus the way the game requires me to play to make it through the night. Right, first of all, you're using fucking terms like roleplay in this world. This ain't a fucking RPG, man. This is a survival horror game. Okay, so the game gives you permission to be a complicated word arsehole. The lone survivor type. Yeah, it's a fucking zombie game, man. It's not. You're not playing fucking Dragon Quest. Right, moving on, because we're going to be here all day if I don't... Right. So at first, I felt a little weird taking things. What the fuck? Are you serious? Oh, there's some handgun bullets here. Should I take them? Oh, I don't know. Someone else might need them. Come the fuck on, man. You're the only person, you're the only real life person playing. even if it did affect, like, oh god, I've accidentally killed an NPC. But that's not how these games play, because it's not a fucking RPG. Oh, I don't take these handgun bullets, someone else might come along and want them. No, take them, they're there for you. Capcom put them in there for you. You're the fucking player, you fucking moron. Right, so, yeah, felt weird taking things. The station was designated as a shelter during the zombie outbreak. Now, here's where shit gets fucked up. There are cots and bloody sheets, IV stands, boxes of food, and medical supplies everywhere. Early on, protagonists Claire and Leon hear a radio message instructing all citizens to head for the station. Yeah, that's correct, they do. It's this message, in fact.
Attention all citizens. Due to the citywide outbreak, you are advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station. Free food and medical supplies will be provided to everyone in need.
So, as you saw, basically the idea of the message is basically saying to people, look, if you're in need, there's food, shelter, whatever, come to the Raccoon City Police Department. Right? Now, you remember, like, someone like you, or I, or anyone with a brain, we've already played this game and, you know, got to this bit, didn't really think anything of it. It's quite a bit that doesn't really matter. It's kind of like, you know, whenever you see like a zombie kind of movie or whatever, there's always a bit where there's like a TV or something going, this is the emergency broadcast system. Head to, you know, don't leave your house, or head to the police station, or there's something going on like that. Now, I saw this bit, I didn't even think twice. Now, Miss motherfucking SJW Danielle over here saw this and she was instantly fucking triggered enough to write this fucking bullshit article, right? Let's read what she has to say. So, the notion is wild. The police station as a fortress/safe haven is laughably naive, in particularly for people of colour. It certainly was in the 90s as well, and really, when has policing in America ever actually been about keeping neighbourhoods safe, as opposed to keeping a racist status quo up and running? Though the game does later connect the upper echelons of the police management with the evil, shady doings of the Umbrella Corporation who decidedly unethical bioweapons research started the whole zombie apocalypse in the first place. Okay, right. Now, because people are stupid, not you guys, because I know, you know, the people that usually watch these videos aren't idiots, but for the people that have been passing through, there might be the odd idiot that comes through. Let's start this sentence with this. I'm not racist, right? Just get that out of the way. Okay, now, to go on. Now, I'm not being naive. I'm fully aware that the American police force doesn't have the best history when it comes to mistreating black people. It's fucked up. It exists. It is a real problem, okay? But you cannot tell me that, first of all, fucking in a situation that if a black family was in the house and they were being robbed, that they wouldn't call the police. That they wouldn't go, do you know what? No, I'm not going to call the police because there's no fucking point. Of course you would, right? The police are there to protect, and it's not... I know she's like particularly in the 90s or whatever. It's not that bad, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's bad, but it's not that bad. And especially given the circumstances of the game, where it's a zombie apocalypse. Now, I don't care who you are, whether you're black, white, or whatever. If you're in a zombie apocalypse and you hear an announcement saying, come to the police station, it's safe, there's food, you're protected, you're not going to go, oh, I don't know, maybe we should take our chances with the zombies. You're going to go. She is seriously reaching with this. She just came into this looking for something to be offended by. And do you know what? I mean, I can guarantee you, if it was like something else, like say, you know, they didn't say go to the police station. They were like, all survivors head to the church. She'd be all like, oh, that's not fair to gay people because the church condemns gay people and gay people won't be welcome in the church. It's just fucking ridiculous that she's just gone out of her way to find something to be offended by. Anyway, let's continue reading this absolutely complete fuckery. I still feel a little bit bad looting the place, At least at first, since this is a staging area for what we in EMS call a mass casualty incident. So of course I went in thinking like an EMT. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, like, you know, you're playing fucking Resident Evil 2 Remake. You gotta go in thinking like an EMT. Yeah, that's exactly what Capcom were going for. You fucking idiot. You're playing a video game, man. What you fucking do for a living or whatever. Go, ugh. I'm playing this zombie apocalypse, guys. Don't worry, guys. I know how an EMT thinks, right? So, I'm good. You know, that's absolutely fucking moronic. It's like if I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and I approached, like, a car that was on fire, and I was like, guys, I'm a firefighter, so I'm going to approach this how I would. Shut the fuck up. It's a fucking computer game. Right. Or video game. Anyway. Looking for survivors to help. The nice dude who saves me from a faulty door, Marvin, who is clearly suffering. Marvin's also a black guy, by the way. Just saying. So, you know. He's a police officer. So the RPD are obviously not that racist. Just saying, Danielle. I want to help him. Claire wants to help him too, exclaiming that we need to get him to the hospital, but he refuses, and the game doesn't give me any tools for mending wounds or even putting gauze or bandages on something. The only first aid items are hilarious magical herbs and sprays. Oh, I agree with you. They are hilarious, aren't they? Oh man, I still crack up to this day. I've been playing Resident Evil for years, and every time I see a first aid spray, I have to pause the game because I'm in stitches. In fact, one of the trophies I had to get the platinum was to get an S rank. You had to beat the game in under 3.5 hours. Well, I fucked up so many times because I just kept laughing at all the healing items. I was just like, first aid spray, brilliant. Anyway, yeah, though the guns and the blood look, well, more or less like the actual thing, this is a game about dealing and surviving damage, not healing it. And after a while, I subtly give in to its goofy logic. Well done! Well, most people just, like, fucking play the game. You've taken, like, a massive half hour. You've come to, like, a massive fucking epiphany. Like, wait a minute. Maybe I'll enjoy the game if I stop analysing like an absolute fucking cunt and play it. Because it is, after all, a fucking game. Are you the kind of moron that goes in and watches, like, Star Wars and then says, wait a minute, there's no such thing as laser swords? Are you that kind of fucking idiot? You'll enjoy it a lot more if you just suspend your belief and, like, pretend that laser swords are a thing. They're called lightsabers, by the way, Danielle. You dick. I'm having a little pop at there for something she never even said. Yes, I absolutely need this green plant because 7 more zombies will try to eat my face before I'm done on this floor. Yes, I definitely need this personal locker combination because I need that ammo. See again, the 7 zombies that with a taste for flesh? It's clear that I'm the only real agent in the world. It's been designed around me, my needs. Well fucking done, man. That's what video games are for, believe it or not. When you play a game like this, or like even your precious RPGs like The Witcher, it's like, I'm not walking around like going, some old lady asking me to help her out, like, on a side quest, and then some other dude, and I'm not thinking, Jesus, man, everyone's asking me for help. Me specifically, I don't see anyone else asking anyone else for help. They're asking me for help. It's almost like this world is designed for me. It's almost like Geralt is like the fucking guy, the main protagonist. Weird that, isn't it? Fucking stupid, man. Another thing, like, these fucking, like, complaints that she's having, like, oh, I need this personal locker combination because I need the ammo. I need blah, 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 blah. You know what, man? If you want to pull the logic card on this fucking game, there's something that I always say when I play these games in my Let's Plays for, like, a laugh. You want to play the logic card? Who the fuck builds the buildings, man? Like, take Resident Evil 7, for example. There's this house in the middle of nowhere, and it's got all these, like, fucking secret passages, and you want to get out to the back garden, you have to find, shit, what was it? God, it's been a while. Oh no, okay, take Resident Evil 1, because I can't remember exactly, but, like, to get into the courtyard, you need to find 4 crests. When the builders were building that shit, did they not go, builders, can you just fucking, bit rude, calling us builders, we have names, but okay, can you just build this fucking door here, and I want 4 crests that are going to be scattered around the mansion that you have to find to unlock this door? Why did the builders not question that shit? That's what why aren't you saying about that? Instead, you're like, oh yeah, of course, fucking there's, like, first aid sprays. Oh, shut the fuck up. Anyway, right. So, yeah, so I have permission to loot and run just mashing the X button to try and drive by picking up items. There's no one else here. Really, it's a world all for me. Yes, it is. Well done. And I'm allowed to do anything I goddamn well please. Jesus, she's getting a bit too fucking carried away now. God damn. Right? To treat it all like my own shitty playground. This game's turned her into an evil person, man. No, I need to treat it this way if I want to progress, and I'm morally allowed to because I'm not hurting anyone else, anyone who is alive anyway, because scarcity doesn't affect anyone in this world. Does it matter to Marvin or Leon, for that matter, during my Claire playthrough, if I use every healing item on myself? Nope. If I barely have a scratch on me, I can still walk right up to where Marvin is bleeding out of his abdomen and spray myself with magic green healing shit with no consequences. I can use every bullet for myself. I am the only thing I need to worry about for much of the game. I know there's a side quest later on that complicates this, but for now, this is just another thing I'm permitted to be selfish. Fucking hell, man. You realise NPCs aren't real, right? Now, I get what you're saying. There's certain games where certain actions have consequences. Resident Evil 2 is not that game. Now, in the PS1 version, yeah, you know, there was bits like, if in scenario A you picked up the submachine gun, it wouldn't be there for Leon's playthrough, so you got a little bit of, like, oh, that's affected Leon and stuff. Now, it's not an RPG where, like, I don't know, like, say in Dark Souls or something. Jesus, it's been so long since I played the first Dark Souls, but, well, potential spoilers, like, I probably should have put that at the beginning of the video for this, I'll put, like, a disclaimer, but potential spoilers for Dark Souls now, well, maybe not, because I can't even remember the name, but you know there's that dude, if for those of you that play Dark Souls, if you don't kill him, he's like all dressed in gold, like gold armor. If you don't kill him, then he kills the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine. Like, that's a consequence for keeping him alive. Like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you're a fucking idiot, because Resident Evil 2 clearly isn't this sort of game. Right, now, she goes on to show her lack of understanding even further here, and this is like really laughable. I'm also not really allowed to do anything I please, as the verbs are pretty limited. I wanted to play with all the food items in the store in the opening gameplay scene. Look at all the goofy fake labels and such, like I do in Life is Strange game, in a Life is Strange game or a walking sim. Motherfucker, Resident Evil 2 is not Life is Strange, and it's not a fucking walking sim. Now, I do like Life is Strange. It's a really good game, right? But like, I don't go into Life is Strange thinking like, where are the zombies at? Oh god, Life is Strange is so boring, man. Like, there's so many situations where Max and Chloe get into it, and I'm just thinking, like, why don't they just pull out a shotgun and headshot these motherfuckers? No, because I'm playing Life is Strange, and the same logic applies, but reversed here, you fucking moron. But then, she just say in the next line, but that's a very different sort of permission fantasy, isn't it? But she's asking us, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, she's unsure. Life is Strange is a different kind of game to Resident Evil 2, isn't it? Yes, it is, you moron. Jesus, the ability to touch and play with so many aspects of a world with no angry shopkeeper staring at me and my now very obviously queer haircut. Dude, think about this, man. Like, if there was, in the shop at the beginning, first of all, you can look around the labels. There's actually like a fucking herb ice cream in the shop at the beginning, which is kind of a hilarious Easter egg. It's hilarious, you know, fucking health items are hilarious anyway, as we've established. If there was an angry shopkeeper, like, yelling at you at the beginning of the game, like, hey, stop, like, fucking interfering with shit, you'd be like, bitch, you realise there's a zombie apocalypse going on and you're here yelling at me, like, about fucking me looking at the labels? Well, oh, I don't know. Right, anyway. So, to sum up, man, because I don't want to read too much more of this, because this is, like, fucking giving me AIDS or some shit. But here I am, limited to and encouraged to engage in a whole bunch of antisocial behaviours. Stealing shit, shooting antagonists in the face, stabbing them, trying to get them to walk halfway into a door so I can headshot them and I can interact with survivors sometimes, but only in a very prescripted way. And no, this design paradigm is not new. This is a survival horror game. Well done. It took you an entire article to come to this fucking thing. Doing competently and even well, this kind of things the genre is good at. It's not making me feel powerful so much as hyper competent and allowed to do bad things. It's a terrible world and I have to survive. Yes, well done. Fucking hell, man. Like, I love the way as well in the end, I'm limited and encouraged to engage in antisocial behaviour. What antisocial behaviour? Taking handgun bullets and shooting zombies. Oh, this isn't very polite. This is very antisocial, shooting zombies. What the fuck, man? So, you know, to sum up, she's just looking for some shit to get triggered by, and she, like, well looked into something that wasn't there with the whole come to the police station thing. I mean, you know, oh, it's racist. No, it isn't racist. Like, you're fucking reaching. The people like you make me sick, man. You've already established, like, right in the beginning that you obviously don't play video games that much, right? And yet here you are, like, trying to say that this video game's being racist for something. Do you know what? It's just fucking bullshit, man. And these people that moan about shit like that aren't proper gamers, man. They're just people out looking to be, like, offended. And it's ridiculous, because the fact that you had to reach so hard to find this, to get offended by, oh, the radio announcement at the start is racist, such a reach. You could have, I'm not someone that's easily offended, but I could easily have, like, found you something easy. If you were like, Dude, I want to write an article about how Resident Evil's made me offended. Like, can you give me... yeah, absolutely, man. How about, like, the fact that, you know, they're fat-shaming Chief Irons? Yeah, he's a fat guy. And there's a bit, like, in, again, spoilers, Scenario 2, where you sort of go into an area he is, and there's, like, a half-eaten plate of food in there, man. So this guy, they're saying he's so fat that he eats during a zombie apocalypse. Bloody Capcom and their fat-shaming makes me sick. Also, there's a bit where they fat-shame him further because he has to chase Sherry, and he can't catch a little girl because he's so fat. Yeah, fat-shaming. Also, now that I think about it, they're kind of implying that he's a paedophile. So, goddamn, that's offensive, man. That's offensive. It's like they're saying all fat people are paedophiles, man. Fucking hell, Capcom. Go on, why don't you write an article on that, Danielle? No, actually, fuck you. That's my article. I'm going to write an article. Resident Evil 2 is fat-shaming people and calling... Resident Evil 2 says fat people are paedophiles. Yeah, that's the article I'm going to write. Anyway. So, I feel like I've made my point. What do you guys think? Like, seriously, what the fuck is up with people like this? It's absolutely unbelievable. All these fucking SJWs that don't play video games, but, you know, like to get offended by them. Like, what's your thoughts? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And maybe you learnt something, whatever. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. If you did like the video, leave a like. Forgot to say that, yeah. And, yeah, I will see you next time. Cheers, guys.